Welcome to Spine and Midline Health Flow. This morning we are going to have a practice focus on what is it that you want to hone in on today? What do you want to focus on? What do you feel is calling you to really think about, to look back on, to reflect on, whether that's like in the physical body or emotionally or in relationships, whatever it might be. Let's have our focus for that today. I have a playlist I've created for this practice. If you want the link to that, just let me know and I can send that to you. You can also search it in Spotify or Apple Music by searching my name, and you should be able to get access to it there. So you can start playing that now if you have it set up. For today, you'll need a mat or just a comfortable place to practice, a blanket to sit up on or something else that'll lift you up, a couple of blocks, yoga blocks are optional, and a yoga strap or something that is like a scarf or a belt, something like that can help lengthen your reach. And we'll get started. So in a comfortable seat on the floor, you can either be cross-legged, you can have your legs in front of you, you can be kneeling. Either of those options are great. And just start to settle in to your seat, closing the eyes. If that feels okay for you, or just find a spot on the floor that you can stare at as you soften your gaze. Roll the shoulders away from the ears, maybe take a few shoulder rolls forward and back. And then let go. If you want some grounding today, your palms can be facing down in your lap. If you want to receive any blessings coming your way, you can leave your palms open to receive. And just start to notice the temperature of the space that you're in right now. Notice if you can feel the air conditioner or a breeze, or if the air is still. And then start to notice the ground beneath you, noticing how you are held and supported. And let's take 3 deep belly breaths. You can bring one hand to your chest, the other one to your belly. Inhale all the way to the belly. Exhale with a sigh. 2 more times. Last one. And at this time, return your hands to your lap or down by the sides and start to take some hip circles. Just start to go one way, maybe pausing where it might feel a little bit stuck or tight. Bringing your chin to your chest, really exaggerating the movement here, feeling all the cracks and pops of the morning. Or whenever you're practicing this, if you're watching the recording. And then we'll take those hip circles the other way. Each side feels different. Make all the moans and groans if you need to. Because goodness, I'm feeling that too. We've been working hard in this program that we have for CrossFit right now with our push presses and everything. And man, I'm feeling it all. All right, come back to a tall seat. Roll the shoulders back and down 3 times one way. And then reverse the shoulder roll. And then come to stillness. Drop your hands down by the sides. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, following your hands with your gaze. As you exhale, drop your right hand down. Left arm reaches up overhead. Keep your sits bones, so your bottom glued to the ground here. Gaze up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, make yourself a little longer. And as you exhale, take it a little bit deeper in this side bend. Inhale, reach back up to the sky, following your hands with your gaze. Exhale, drop the left hand, right arm reaches up and over. Again, keep your sits bones, your butt glued to the ground, gazing up towards the ceiling, maybe opening up through that shoulder blade. Inhale, make yourself a little longer and taller. Exhale, take it a little bit deeper. And reach back up through center. Big yawn. Whew. Let's do this again. We're going to move a little bit faster. So taking that side bend towards the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, take that side bend to the left. One more time to each side. Inhale, reach to the center. Exhale, right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, left. Inhale, back up to center. This time, reach those arms back behind you. Interlock your fingers. Inhale, open through your chest. And exhale, release the hands as you widen their arms coming out in front of you. Imagine you have a beach ball in front of you. You're hugging it, chin to chest, rounding through the spine. Inhale, open up again. Keep your hands back behind you this time as you interlock your fingers, open up the chest. Exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest, hug the imaginary beach ball. One more time. Inhale, open the arms, interlock your fingers behind you. And exhale, release the hands as you round through the spine, chin to chest, hug the imaginary beach ball. Oof. Make yourself nice and tall on your seat and make your way onto all fours. If you have the blanket underneath you or another prop, move it out to the way. On hands and knees, you're going to make sure that your shoulders are right over your hands and your knees are underneath your hips. Your toes are untucked. And you're widening your fingers like starfish here as you press into all 5 fingers of each hand. Goodness, I feel like words are hard this morning. So start to shift your hips from side to side. Really press away from the floor. So we're not slouching in this pose. We're really actively pressing ourselves away. So you're opening those shoulder blades. And take some hip circles, going one way about 2 to 3 times, and then taking it the other direction. And then we'll come to stillness in your tabletop position. Inhale, drop the belly button, look forward. Exhale, round through the spine, bring that chin to the chest. 2 more times. Inhale, drop the belly, look forward. Exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest. One more, cat and cow. Dropping that belly button. Exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest. Come back to a neutral tabletop. On your inhale, lift your right arm towards the sky as you twist through that spine. And exhale, bring that right arm into the space between the left arm and leg. That shoulder will come down to the floor or a blanket or a block. You can use whatever props you need to support you, lifting the floor up towards you. And then take the left hand, reach it either up towards the top of your mat, or you can actually take it back behind you, opening up through the front of the shoulder. Big breath. And release. If you have that arm behind your back or reaching towards the top of the mat, go ahead and return it in front of your face, pressing into the left hand, reaching the right arm back up to the sky. And exhale to return to a tabletop position. We're going to take this to the other side this time. Left arm reaches up to the sky. Exhale, take that arm into the space between the right arm and leg, lowering the left shoulder down onto floor, blanket, block, whatever you've got. Right arm can reach up towards the top of the mat or back behind you. Deep breath in. Exhale fully. Reach the arm back up to the sky, return it back in front of your face, pressing into the right hand, reach the left arm back up. And exhale, come back to a tabletop position. All right, we're going to sit back into a child's pose, widening the knees to the width of your mat. Big toes touch, send the hips back towards the heels, extend the arms long, forehead comes down to the floor or a blanket or a block. Deep breath in. And out. Walk your hands over to the right. Taking a little side bend here. Imagine you're pulling that left arm towards you. The right hand is pressing away from the body. It's going to help you exaggerate that Side bend on the left side of the body. Walk your hands over towards the right, taking your time to get there. Again, this time you're going to imagine you're pulling your right hand towards you and you're pressing your left hand away from the body, feeling the lengthening through the right side. Walk your hands back to the center. Hold here in a child's pose. If you want, you can bend the elbows, bring your hands together up over your head, lengthening through the back of the arms, the triceps. And then return your hands if you brought them back behind your head. Press your hands underneath your shoulders to guide yourself back to all fours. Sit back onto your heels. Let's take a moment to take care of those wrists. So interlock your fingers and just go side to side, circling your wrists. You can go each direction. I can go each direction. I don't know that everybody can, but just go the way that you can go. And then come onto all fours. Again, we're going to come into that active tabletop position. A couple more wrist exercises here. So you're going to you're going to shift your weight forward. So the shoulders come up over the fingers and then back. This is a very subtle movement. You're going to feel it into the wrists and forearms. Just do this 2 to 3 times. This time, turn your fingers so that you are pointing them to the sides of your mat and then shift your weight side to side. Now turn the palms so that your fingers are facing you, and you may or may not be able to shift your weight here. If you can, just slightly tilt back into your heels, only as far as your forearms and wrists allow you to go, and do this about 2 to 3 times. And last but not least, this time you're going to turn the palms so that they're facing up towards the ceiling. So the top of your hand is on the floor, both hands, fingers towards you, and sit back only as far as you can go without any pain, tingling, burning sensations, any of that. And then gently return those hands to the floor. Okay, widen those fingers again, super wide, pressing into all 5 fingers of each hand. Tuck the toes, send the hips back and down, back up towards the ceiling. And start lifting each heel one at a time, walking out this downward facing dog, feeling the lengthening through the back of the legs from the ankle all the way up through the calf, all the way up through the hamstrings, the glutes, and even the low back. Finding stillness, bend those knees as much as you need to, send those heels down as far as they can go. They don't have to touch the ground. Chest goes towards those thighs as you send that head through the window of the arms. And then start to look up between the hands and make your way to the top of the mat by tiptoeing the feet into a forward fold. Once you're at the top of the mat here, allow yourself to hang, grab opposite elbow with opposite hand, sway from side to side, nod your head yes, shake your head no. Keep those knees generously bent. Those hamstrings are still waking up. They're probably like, what are you doing? I know mine are. Nice big breaths. Remember to breathe. And then release your hands towards the ground. Take a deep breath into the belly as you lengthen the spine, making yourself into this little half lift as you gaze past your mat. Fingers can stay on the floor. You can bring them to your shins or your thighs. And then come back down to that nice long forward fold. Options here to use blocks. They help you extend the floor up towards your body so that you have a place for your hands to land. You don't have to use them if you do not want to, or if you don't have them. And then from here, you're going to walk your hands up the front of your body, one vertebrae at a time as you stack all the way up to standing mountain pose, Tadasana. From here, roll the shoulders 3 times one way and 3 times the other. All right, so I got to adjust my clothes. You probably do too. So take a moment here, take a deep breath in and out. And let's return to that intention that I set for us this morning, where we are going back to reflection on what we need to reflect on. What is our body calling us to do? What is it wanting from us? Do we need to slow down? Do we need to take care of certain parts of ourselves, whether that's physical or emotional or relational? And just take a moment here to think about that, bring that to mind. And then we'll take a notice of our feet. Look down at your feet. Make sure that they're hip width apart. Widen your toes. Press into the 3 corners of the foot. So the toe pad under, or the pad underneath the big toe, pad underneath the pinky toe, and at the heel. It's going to give you nice stability there. Those knees have a little micro bend in them. You're nice and tall. And then inhale, reach the arms up, following your hands with your gaze. As you exhale, take a side bend to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, reach back to center. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you dive yourself forward into a forward fold. Knees are bent. Inhale, make yourself nice and long by gazing past your mat. Exhale, plant your hands and step back into a downward facing dog. Deep breath in and out. Lift the right leg up to the ceiling, and you're taking this 3-legged dog. Your hips are still square to the floor. This time, open your hips, bend at the knee, feeling that lengthening through the hip flexor. Notice the sensations here. Maybe take some ankle circles, wiggle the toes, and then return back to squaring those hips and bring that knee towards the nose as you plant the foot between your hands at the top of the mat. You may need to use your hands to guide it there. So now that your foot is between both hands, we're going to take that back foot and plant it on the floor at a 45-degree angle. So what we're preparing for is a warrior 1, Virabhadrasana. This is a lunge, and you want to make sure that you have the angle of your foot in the back to the point where you don't have any strain on your back knee, okay? We want that knee, we want to protect it. Once you have that stability on the floor and your feet are fully grounded, you can bring your right hand to your thigh, left hand to your thigh, guide yourself up to that lunge. And then when you're ready, lift the arms up towards the sky. Now, if you need to widen your feet, they don't need to be stacked one behind the other, then do that. That's also going to help protect the knee joint. Deep breath in and out. Notice how the front knee is stacked over the ankle. Really imagine that your feet are fully solidly grounded here. You're pressing into the floor. Imagine that you are trying to rip that yoga mat by pressing your feet away from one another. It's just a sensation. You're not actually doing it. You're going to feel a subtle feeling. And now this time, imagine that you feel like your feet are coming together. Whew, different sensation, right? It's like different muscles get turned on. And then just come back to that neutral space between both feelings. This time, we're going to bring our arms back down, framing that front foot. Turn that back foot so now the heel is lifted, and bring that front leg up and back into a 3-legged dog. Come back to downward facing dog. Whew. Walk out that dog. Now notice the difference in the feeling between the left leg and the right leg. Whew. Different sensations, right? Because we haven't worked the other side yet. Now, right leg or left leg will lift, 3-legged dog. Then open up through the hip, bend the knee. It's called a scorpion tail. And then start to take little ankle circles, wiggle the toes. Notice the hip flexor. Notice how it's opening up here. Breathing here. Those wide fingers are going to help you stay solidly grounded in this downward facing dog. Now square the hips again and bring that knee in towards the nose as you plant the foot between the hands here, preparing for that warrior 1. So that back foot, the heel is lifted. Since it's lifted, we want to step it forward slightly so we can put the back foot at a 45-degree angle. Again, railroad your feet. I don't want them one behind the other. We're going to protect that knee joint. When you feel like you have that solid grounding, inhale, lift up. And then, whew, notice here, the different sensations might feel a little different. For example, for me, it's in like the inner thigh this time more than it was in the hip flexor. Might be different for you. Each day is different. Each moment is different. Now we're going to do that little exercise that we did before. Imagine that you're pressing the feet away from one another, like you're trying to rip that yoga mat apart. Notice that sensation. And now let's switch the sensation. Imagine that you're pulling the feet together, but maintaining the integrity of the posture. So I still have my front leg bent at a 90-degree angle. That back leg is still long behind me. Foot is planted. And then come back to that neutral place between both sensations. Whew. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring the hands down to frame the front foot. That back foot pivot it so that the heel comes up again. Front foot comes up and back behind you. And return to that downward facing dog. Let's get onto a tabletop position. Widen the knees. Big toes touch. Send the hands long as you bring your forehead to the mat. Big breath in the child's pose. Who's waking up? Who's feeling all the feels? I sure am. All right, we're going to come back to that tabletop position. Tuck the toes, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, look up between the hands and travel to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift as you make your spine long. Exhale, back to drape over the front of your legs. Inhale, reach up to the sky, extended mountain. And exhale, bring your hands down by the sides, shake it out. All right, we're gonna add on to this, make this a little bit faster. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend at the knee. Inhale, right leg lifts again as you square the hips. Exhale, knee to nose, planting the foot at the top of the mat. Next thing we're doing is warrior one. Prepare by pivoting that back foot, landing the heel down into a 45-degree angle. Keep those legs railroaded to protect the knee joints. And inhale, reach back into your lunge, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. So you're going to pivot that back foot, heel toe it out a little bit. So this warrior two means I'm now facing the side of my mat. The arms are wide, front leg is still bent, and I gaze over the right hand. And then we'll dive back down to frame that front foot. Inhale, front leg comes up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Exhale, open through the hip. Whew. Inhale, three-legged dog here. Exhale, knee to the nose as you plant the foot between the hands, preparing for warrior one. Step that back foot forward slightly as you land that heel back down to the floor. When you're ready and you have your warrior one legs, lift up to warrior one. And as you exhale this time, you're going to open up, pivot the back foot. So now the outer edge of your right foot is parallel with the back of the mat. Your feet are railroaded together this time, or not railroaded, but one behind the other. And your arms are at a T. Gaze over the left arm. Nice strong stance here. Keep your torso right in the center of both legs. And then cartwheel the hands to frame the left foot. Return that front leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now we're going to make our way to our backs by doing a little fun thing here. So we're going to walk the hands in, or walk the feet in, sorry, into a forward fold. Widen the feet to the width of the mat, toes pointing out slightly in this little diagonal. Lower the hips down between the legs into this little yogi squat. Hello. So your elbows are on the inside of the thighs. Hands come together if you can. And then walk the hands behind you as you guide yourself to your bottom. Whew. And then see if you can get yourself into this little balance on your sits bones. So my feet are lifted or my little toes are on the ground. My torso is tilted back. I'm feeling the engagement of my core here. Hands can be on the floor, behind the thighs, or up by the legs. See if you can lift your legs here. Feel that shake. And then with control, extend the legs long as you lower your back to the floor with control. Breathe here. Whew. Oh, try not to plop. Okay, we got this. From here, I should have said, grab your props, make sure they're close by. I'm gonna grab this, the strap that I have. If you don't have a strap, you have a belt or you have a scarf or something like that. Strap it behind or underneath the right foot at the arch or at the ball of the foot. Extend the left leg long or keep it bent if you want. And then let that leg just go up towards the ceiling for a few breaths. And then allow that right leg to fall over the midline of the body, crossing the body here. Moving that strap or scarf or belt into the left hand only. Let the left arm support it. Right arm can reach out to the side. See if you can keep both shoulder blades down on the ground. We're not trying to completely bring that foot to the floor. We want to get to the place where we feel sensation in the outer thigh and in that hip, outer thigh and hip. Maybe even in that low back. Relax through the face. If you feel like you're furrowing your brow or just clenching your jaw, allow yourself to take a couple deep breaths to release. And then gently guide that leg back to the center. And then switch your hands. So now that strap is in the right hand, release the left hand so that the left arm could go out to the side and send the right leg out to the side. Again, only going as far as your body allows you to go. You don't want to feel any sort of pain, burning, tingling, numbing, none of that. Loosen through the face. We're not trying to tighten anywhere else other than what's working, which is that leg and the hand that's holding the strap. And then start to bring that leg back to the center. Release the strap here. And keep that leg elevated just for a moment and give yourself some ankle circles, some toe wiggles. And return that foot back down, knee bent. Now bring that left foot to meet the right. And then extend the right leg long as you start to bring that left foot in, strapping behind or underneath the foot at either the arch or the ball of the foot here. Once you have that, let that leg extend long towards the ceiling. The right leg is nice and long or bent with the foot planted. It's up to you and the sensations you're feeling today and what you need. Again, we're thinking about the needs of our bodies, the needs of our emotions, and what you need today. And giving yourself grace. Man, we can be so hard on ourselves, and those voices inside of us can be so mean sometimes. But if you can extend yourself some kindness as you reflect back, notice the feelings you might feel. Guilt, shame, embarrassment, whatever it might be, and be with those feelings. Every time I think about feelings, I think about the movie Inside Out. And I think of all of the characters, and I'm like, gosh, it's great to have a personification for all of the emotions. At least it helps me, because I'm like a kid. All right, take a moment now to send that leg across the body. So transition the strap into the right hand As you cross the midline, left arm goes long to the side. Only go to where you feel sensation. It might not go as far as the other side. That's okay. It might go farther than the other side, and that's fine too. If you are gripping in your face, your brow, your jaw, your neck, imagine yourself breathing into those spaces and letting go. At the end of the day, sensation is information. It's data. It's feedback. Use it as a guide. What is it trying to tell you? What is it signaling to you? Become curious about it. You may notice too, as you hold it a little longer, that the leg may start to actually go a little further. That's as you hold poses, that the fascia, the connective tissue, is releasing slowly over time. That is a great thing. That's just release. That's letting go. Softening. And then send that leg back to the center very gently. And switch hands. Now taking that strap into the left hand as you send the leg long to the outside of the body. Again, only going as far as your body allows you to. Right hand goes out to the side. Keep that gaze up towards the ceiling or the sky, wherever you are right now. If you feel any sort of pinching or any sort of tingling, again, back out of it. Maybe don't send it out as far. A lot of us will try to be like, oh, I can do this, and the ego will take over. No, no, no. I don't want the ego to take over. Listen to your body and its cues. It has so much wisdom, and we just don't listen to it sometimes until it's too late, till we've hurt ourselves or we've gotten sick. And on this last breath, start to guide the leg back to the center. Bend the knee as you take the strap off of the bottom of the foot. Send that strap to the side. We don't need it anymore. Extend the legs long. Take anything else you might need if you want to windshield wipe your legs from side to side as you transition before you come into Shavasana. We're going to rest now. We're going to allow ourselves to have this rest and digest moment where we let the whole practice come together in this moment of integration. So once you're ready for that, you've done all the different movements you wanted to do. Take up as much space as you desire. Let your arms just come down to the ground next to you. And breathe. Take a deep breath in. As you start to awaken the body, wiggle the fingers and toes. Take a nice long good morning stretch. Send the arms up overhead. And then set yourself onto your favorite side as you hug your knees into your chest. Rest your head on your arm for a moment of gratitude for this moment of reflection, retrospection, and giving yourself grace. And then gently guide yourself to a seat, pressing into your hands. Bringing your hands to your lap or to your heart at Anjali Mudra. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. The light in me loves and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.